Hello. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Jordi Ibern. I am a Reiki and meditation teacher and a therapist based in Barcelona, Spain. In this episode, I would like to keep talking about the Gokai, the five principles of Reiki, the five spiritual principles of Reiki. In the last episode, I talked about the first two principles: do not get angry and do not worry. And today I would like to talk about the last three, which are be grateful, work hard, sometimes translated as work diligently, and the last one, be kind to others. So, just to remember, the five spiritual principles of Reiki are called Gokai in Japanese, and they are do not get angry, do not worry, be grateful, work hard, be kind to others. In Japanese, Ikaruna Shinpai Suna Kanchashite Gyo Ageme Ito ni Shinsetsu ni. Always starting with just for today. So it is just for today, do not get angry, just for today, don't worry, etc. etc. In Japanese, just for today is Kyo dake wa. The five principles of Reiki, these Gokai, are a kotodama, that literally means word that comes from the soul, a mantra. So in Japan, they repeat them 3 times to practice. They represent the foundational philosophy of Reiki. Actually, without the five principles, Reiki is more a therapy than a spiritual path. But with the principles, Reiki becomes a deep spiritual journey. They are simple, yet extremely profound principles, which aim to guide the Reiki practitioner to a state of wellness and inner peace. Because the final goal of Reiki is wellness and inner peace, not just good health. Many, believe that Reiki is a healing system and nothing else. But in truth, Reiki is a path that leads the person to reach a state of inner peace. And of course, inner peace exists when there is no suffering and normally also good health. So it is linked, but Reiki is much more than a therapy. It's a spiritual journey. The five principles should not in any way be understood as a manual of good behavior. Instead, they are kind of a guide map to help us understand what it is we need in order to reach inner peace. As I said, the final goal of Reiki method is inner peace. Although there are like different theories regarding the origin of this Gokai, and many people believe that they were first formulated by Usui Sensei, the founder of Reiki. It is not now known and proved that they were first published in the book Kenzen no Genri, translated as Principles of Health, by Dr. Bisam Suzuki in 1915. Usui Sensei recovered them for the practice of Usui Reiki Ryoho. Just to clarify, Usui Reiki Ryoho means literally the method of Reiki of Usui, known as Reiki. These principles were the core of the Reiki practice, together with Reiju, known in the West as the Reiki attunement or initiation, and the poems of the Meiji Emperor. Sadly, nowadays, Reiki teachers don't teach or meditate on the Meiji poems anymore. However, if you're interested, you can find them easily on internet. And 125 of them, the ones that Usui Sensei used to meditate in his classes, are published in a book called El Eco de la Cascada, The Cascade's Echo, published in a multilingual edition, Spanish, English, French, and Japanese. Not an easy book to find though, but if you can find it, it's a book that you really want to have. So after this introduction, I would like to talk about some of these principles. As in the previous episode, I talked about the first two of them. Now I will continue with the third one. Be grateful. I think almost in every religion or spiritual path, we find this advice or this recommendation. Be grateful. However, We don't normally think about the meaning of it. What is it to be grateful? How do we develop gratitude? First thing that we need to know is that gratitude is a positive emotion. It is to acknowledge the goodness in our lives. Gratitude helps us connect to something larger than ourselves as individuals, whether to other people, nature, or a higher power. Gratitude is always related to something or to someone. In true gratitude shows us the secret of happiness. Within gratitude, we find the joy of life. Without gratitude, we cannot experience happiness that lasts. And when we meet someone who has inner peace and who is happy, we can see that this person is full of gratitude. Because gratitude is the main ingredient of happiness. The same way that rice is the main ingredient of paella. Maybe not the only one, but the most important one. But really, how do we develop a sense of gratitude? We can watch a video on YouTube about the wonders of gratitude. We can be inspired by it, but we don't become grateful because of this. We have some hours or even some days where the effects of the inspirational video has an effect on us. But soon we come back to our normal mental average state and this feeling is gone. Then how do we develop it? How do we grow gratitude? The answer lies in effort and discipline. To increase our ability to feel grateful, the Reiki method proposes the practice of mindfulness. It involves being aware of the small things that make our day to day life better. A pleasant conversation, a hug, a walk in nature, a smile, sharing a cup of tea with someone we love, a song, or reading a stimulating book, just to name a few examples. There are many, many every day. Valuing our happy moments makes us happy, yet we must be aware of them to benefit from them. And that is when the effort makes sense. If we jump into the four principles of Reiki, work hard, we find the answer to develop gratitude. Work hard refers to the effort required in developing different qualities that facilitate a complete state of well being. This principle, work hard, reveals that happiness and inner peace are the result of effort, not luck. If you remember when we talked about the first two principles in the previous episode about do not get angry and do not worry, we also agreed that the solution was the fourth principle, work hard or work diligently, because discipline and healthy habits are the companions of those who are happy and reached inner peace. To develop gratitude, you can write down every single day these little things that happen to you that make you smile. A stimulating conversation, a warm hug, a song, a sunset, laughing with friends. You write them down, each of them, every day. That is work diligently. And in doing this, you will first train your brain to be aware of these wonders that happen every single day. And at the same time, you will realize that many good things happen every single day. Work hard is a recommendation to be consistent in our practice and encourages us to be wise in our choices of what we want to be part of our lives. The fourth principle, work hard, indicates that the key to happiness and peace is work, consistency, and mindfulness on a daily basis. That's the key. Whenever you choose to listen to a podcast, or to watch a movie, or to listen to someone, or to read a book, remember that this will affect you. Be wise on your choices. That is also working diligently. because some books are like bad fast food, and some books are like free Michelin star restaurants. The fourth principle directs us to a mindful life. Instead of work hard, it could also be named be mindful, but working hard explains explicitly that inner peace is the result of personal effort. Work hard means do your yoga practice. Work hard means meditate regularly. Work hard means rest when it's necessary. Work hard means eat healthy, do sports, do your Reiki self treatment, read inspiring books, listen to wise people as much as you can. Work hard means be mindful on your choices. It means to master your life. The fifth Gokai, the fifth spiritual principle of Reiki, be kind to others, is, to me, the most important one in any spiritual path. Be kind to others reminds us that life can be complicated and difficult, and not all of us have the same tools to make it more pleasant. Being kind to others means acknowledging others' suffering and respecting it. In the modern world where cultures, ethnic groups, beliefs, and religions mingle as never before in our history, it is unquestionably the most primordial of the five principles of Reiki. No spiritual path has meaning without compassion or kindness. In modern societies, there is an enormous lack of kindness. I find modern times way too aggressive, way too competitive. I was born in a very, very small village, just 170 inhabitants in the countryside, in the middle of nowhere. I grew up talking to everyone. I remember that when I went to the city for my studies, it was full of people, cars, stores, everything. But I was shocked that no one was saying hello or goodbye or how are you doing to anyone. For a kid like me, it was weird. Then, years later, I moved to a much bigger city, Barcelona, and I found that the city has many interesting things: culture, music, museums, restaurants, opportunities, people, but also loneliness. Sadly, I discovered that there are much more lonely people in a big city than in any small town or the countryside. Sometimes people do not even say good morning when they cross going downstairs, even if they live in the same building. It is to me terribly sad. What happened to us? Each one of us likes when someone smiles to us and say, "Hey, Jordi, how are you doing today?" We like when we go to the coffee place and the waiter remembers us. We need kindness more than anything. We actually get sick when we feel isolated and lonely. All of us. Maybe it's time to compete less and to smile more. When you are sick or grieving or lonely, you want someone's warmth. You want kindness. You don't need other things. I find kindness and compassion the two main components of any spiritual path. Without them, spirituality is fake. Because to be spiritual is not to wear special clothes, or to be vegan, or to listen mantras, or to be a yogi, or to read the Tao Te Ching. To be spiritual is to be kind and compassionate to others, to animals, to everything. Of course, we need to make an effort to get back to our kindness. Otherwise, we just become like everyone else: competitive, aggressive, isolated. The fourth principle, work hard, is also the solution to this problem. Work diligently. Be mindful to become a much nicer and a kind person. We all need that. The world needs kindness and compassion, really. The five principles of Reiki, which they start with the sentence just for today, are a beautiful map that shows us the path to follow. Just for today helps us to be committed. Do not get angry and do not worry shows us the direction to inner peace. Be grateful explains us how to be happy. Be kind to others reminds us that we are not alone in this strange journey that life is. And work diligently shows us how to do all this, shows us the way. The five principles of Reiki are the deepest and most difficult practice in the Reiki path, but also the most important one. To meditate, we need 20 or 30 minutes. To our Reiki self treatment, we need 40 minutes or 1 hour. The same to share Reiki with someone else. But to practice the five spiritual principles, we need 24 hours of mindfulness. If we really want to become a spiritual person, we need to gently re educate every single area of our lives. In Japan, it is believed that saying 3 times out loud the principles every day helps us to develop a mindful life. So I would like to finish this episode by reciting them in Japanese 3 times. Remember, in English, they mean just for today, do not get angry, do not worry, be grateful, work hard, and be kind to others. In Japanese, 今日だけは怒るな、心配すな、感謝して今日を励め、人に親切に。今日だけは怒るな、心配すな、感謝して今日を励め、人に親切に。今日だけは怒るな、心配すな、感謝して今日を励め、人に親切に。Thank you very much for listening. I really appreciate that you are on the other side. Thank you. I hope we'll meet on the next episode. Have a lovely day. Thank you.